The reason I like ribs, I'm big on any type of food that's got a handle, whether it's a chicken leg, whether it's cotton candy on a stick, corn dogs, and ribs. Ribs has got those handles with those bones. First thing we're gonna do, you got the fat that's up here. Always remember, rub or seasoning does not stick to fat. So you wanna take off as much of this as you possibly can, keeping that blade flat. Do not get out and make canals. In other words, don't make a hot mess out of it. If you can't get it easily, leave it alone. Now the membrane is back on the bike side. This rack's already had it removed. The reason I like to remove that membrane from the back side of these ribs, rub doesn't stick to membrane or to fat. Get it off, you got a better contact with just the meat. Another thing is also with the membrane on, it blocks the smoke from penetrating in and out between the fingers of the ribs. You want that gone. Next thing we're gonna do, we got it trimmed up. It's not a lot of things to do here. We're gonna apply it to our marinade. I always like to put meat side down, get it submerged. Marinade on these ribs are gonna be from 2 to 4 hours, which consists of orange juice, ginger ale, Worcestershire sauce, salt, and a dry packet of ranch dressing. That's what the marinade is. Once we get it marinated, we're gonna bring them out of the marinade. It's time to apply our rub. First thing I like to do is take our olive oil, just a little bit, and I just rub it in. What this is gonna do is gonna help the rub adhere to the rib. Also, it's gonna give a little mahogany color. That's what that oil will do for you. So I'm gonna take my rub and put a good even coat. If you go and you take your hands and you actually start rubbing this meat, you're gonna lose your even coating. So all I want you to do is take your fingers and press it in. That way you still got your good even coat and the rub is adhered properly. Now we're gonna roll it over. Also, you notice I did the bottom first. The reason for that, what side are you gonna see when you get ready to serve? You're gonna see the top. I want the top to be the prettiest. Add a little bit of oil. Now we're gonna put a good even coat just like we did before. Don't be scared of it. And if you're ordering my rub, I want you to be wasteful, just like this. Just scatter it all around, that way you have to order more quickly. All right. Then I want you to take your hands and just push it in just like that. If you're shopping for rub, always when I'm doing ribs and I'm doing chicken, I like something a little sweeter. So look for rubs and seasonings that's got a little more sugar in it. Mine has maple sugar powder in it. Sugar will caramelize and give you a great mahogany color that works well with that oil. If you give it also a good color, turn out awesome. And guess what's next? We're going to the grill. Now, the next thing we're gonna do, when you put these ribs on, think about this. These ribs, when they're stretched out, or the thinnest they can be, when I place them on the grill, I want to tighten them up and make them the thickest they can be. That's the way you want to cook your ribs. Holds more moisture by tightening them up. The first hour, we're going to go in and cook them just like you see now. After the first hour, we're going to come in and we're going to rotate them and cook them for another hour just like this down. You got to cook them with enough temp. I'm not big on low and slow. I like a 275-degree heat. Now our ribs are at the 2-hour mark. It's time to wrap. We'll take our rib. We're gonna make our little boat. I got put about a half a cup of apple juice, and all this is gonna do is start the tenderization process, sealed up, a little steam power going. Back on the grill for an hour till we get them to an internal temp between the fingers of the ribs to 270 degrees. All right, our 3rd hour is up. We're gonna check and see if we're there. They're looking good. Go to the middle of the rack, 208, perfect. Take them out. I want to sauce the bottoms first because I want the tops to be perfect. So we're gonna glaze them. Always make sure you glaze the edges too. Your guests are gonna always wanna gnaw down on that bone. They ain't gonna wanna leave nothing because why? It's free. You're cooking for them and they ain't gotta pay you. So they're gonna eat every bit of it they possibly can. And do the top last. We'll put it back over the heat, let it set the sauce for 8 minutes, then they'll be ready.